Hi everyone, my name's Annette. You might know me on social media as Nettersplays. Well, today I'm going to talk to you about a gaming convention that I went to. And no, it was not Gen Con. Gen Con, if you're not familiar, is one of the biggest, actually it's the biggest gaming convention in all of North America. And I didn't plan it out right, so I wasn't able to go. But I did want to talk to you about HaitiCon. And HaitiCon is a small mini 2-day convention in the heart of San Francisco. And I did manage to go to that last month, but I didn't manage to talk about it. So I just kind of wanted to go over my general experience with that, what it actually provided, and what it actually did. It raised money pretty much for a nonprofit organization in Haiti. And so I just wanted to cover all of those things and go over how a small community of board gamers managed to come together and unite and play games, but not only that, but also help out the rest of society in a different part of the world. So yeah, let's just go ahead and start talking about that. So the first thing I want to go over is, what is HaitiCon? Now, HaitiCon is a small little mini convention in San Francisco. It started back in 2013, and what it provides pretty much is a small area, well, not so small, it was in a 4-story church, and on each floor there's about 10 rooms or so where everyone just play games, and they're pretty big rooms. And so it's a small little area where, a whole bunch of people can go. They raffle off prizes, they have game designers, both local and also world-renowned, and they kind of all come together, donate their time. There's a lot of volunteers, there's food there, there's an auction there. It's just a huge amount of just stuff to do if you're a gamer. And what happens is all the money that's being raised during that time is donated towards Taike. And Taike in Haitian Creole means little house. So what it is referring to is that tuberculosis and patients with HIV were quarantined and taken into these little houses while they were receiving medication. And so this non-profit organization, Taike, pretty much provides medication, healthcare, and just some place and location where these patients can go to and just receive that kind of need that they have to have in order to live. So it's a really good charitable event where gamers can all go, unite, play games, do all these things that they all love to do, and just raise money for a good cause. So I just wanted to just talk to you a little bit about that and just let you know all the information below will be below in the description, where you can see the organization and what HaitiCon is all about. But let's go on and move on with my experience and what I actually got out of that convention. So HaitiCon, even though it's a really small convention, it provided a lot of things for gamers to do. It had a raffle going on with different raffle prizes of games. It also had auctions of games. It also has special guest designers that are world-renowned and also local designers too. It also had a game library. It had a lot of open space for playing. There was 4 stories worth of just a whole bunch of rooms. You could definitely find space there to play games. It also just provided a lot of food, a lot of drinks, and it was just a really great area to just meet new people, play with your friends, and just have a good time. So yeah, so let me talk about some of the things that I just mentioned too. So some of the famous designers that went out there were game designers like Tom Lehman and Ted Alspach and Luke Laurie, Eric Vogel, Jeremy Commander, and also Aaron Vanderbeek. He's a local designer. He's one of my friends that I recently met. But all these designers have published games and also are trying to publish games. So it's a great space to actually play test, either games that are in the works or right before publishing is just to get a game out. So yeah, I wanted to go ahead and tell you about my experience with Tom Lehman. And Tom Lehman is the one, of course, that created one of my favorite games, Race for the Galaxy. I finally got to meet him, and he was one of the nicest guys that I've met. in the industry. And so he actually had a game there that he needed some playtesters. It was in the works. It's not out yet. He said it should be out in about a year or so, but it's a game in the same world as Race and Roll for the Galaxy. So of course I was definitely looking forward to that. And he first asked if I knew how to play Race and Roll for the Galaxy. And he said, if you're aware of that, then you're really going to like what we're going to play. And so that was a great, like, precursor to the game itself. And actually, I did really like it. It was a really fun game, and we were both, like, laughing and, you know, having a good time with it. So I really liked that game that he had us playtest, which I'm unsure about talking about it because it's in the works. So I don't want to say... I don't want to spoil too much because it's still in the work in progress. But I did manage to have him sign my box for Race for the Galaxy, and also I made him sign my favorite card, which is the Galactic Trendsetters card. So I had him sign it, his name right on there. So I was super stoked about that. He was nice enough to do that. So yeah, I also got to play Beyond Jupiter, which is a game from the Manhattan Energy Project, Energy Empire, that I kickstarted. So the same designer that made that game, he's playtesting another game called Beyond Jupiter. And I managed to play that one too and playtest it, as well as another game from Eric Vogel, who is the designer for the Dresden Files board game. So I was able to play those games as well with the actual designers. So that was really interesting and a lot of fun too. It's a great way to learn how the game is supposed to be played and how the designer really thinks, and, you know, give them feedback if they're willing to take some of the feedback too. But a lot of these games were already fun and great. So I had a lot of good things to say. So yeah, that was one of the cool things about it. So another thing I wanted to talk to you about is the raffle games and the auction itself. And so we managed to get a whole bunch of raffle tickets, and it was all donated for a good cause in the first place. So I already spoke about these games too in my other vlog, so I'm going to go briefly over this. But Booze Barons was a game that Mitch, my partner, he actually won this game in the raffle, and he picked up this game because Jeremy Commander, he was there. He's a designer of this game, and he managed to sign it. And he also managed to provide some custom pieces of Mitch. So he actually put his face and his body into this game. So we thought that was really cool and funny. So it was one of the games that we managed to win during the raffle. And there was a whole bunch of games that was there that the designers themselves brought in for donations for the raffle, and also a whole bunch of just other gamers that brought in some of their old games and donated those for the raffle itself too. Another thing that was really cool too, that they kind of huddled everyone into this huge room and made sure everyone came in and participated in this auction. And the auction went really fast. It was like a 30-minute auction, but they provided so many games, and some of the games themselves is just, they had games that were signed by the designers themselves that are out of print. There was just a lot of good games out there. One of the games that I managed to auction for was Runebound, the 2nd edition game, and I already talked a little bit about this in one of my other videos. But Runebound 2nd Edition is a fantasy adventure board game that I got, and I won in the auction. And what it has is all the expansions for it, and I wanted to participate and kind of be a part of the auction itself and kind of help, you know, donate a little bit more money for the group itself. So yeah, I wanted to be a part of that, and so the auction and the raffle are just two great ways to just, you know, get new games and also have them signed by the designers, and also just donate money for a great cause. So that's a really small way to just help just a good cause itself, TAIK, the nonprofit organization, and of course all the patients that it's providing care for. Well, in the end, HaitiCon managed to have about 200 attendees, so it's very compact and very small and intimate. So it's a great way to actually meet people that live in your area that are into the same type of things that you are. It also provided a lot of werewolf. So if you're into werewolf in San Francisco and the area, I would highly suggest like going to HaitiCon next year because they have so many rooms just specifically for werewolf. And I know Bezier Games, they just came out with the new Werewolf Legacy game. So if you're into that kind of thing, that happened here at HaitiCon too. So I unfortunately am not, but I know a lot of people that are, and they might be interested in that kind of thing. So it's a great way to meet other people that are into the same type of things that you like too. And that being said, all these people united, all in all, they raised $12,000. So this is all going to Taikei, and it's just, in the end, it's just a great way to sit down, play games, meet new people, meet the designers themselves, get some games with these auctions and raffles, and just donate money for a great cause. So yeah, just if you have any form of conventions that you've been like this, yeah, just leave a comment below and just kind of, you know, share your experience and what other conventions are there that are like this. I'm not sure. This is the first one that I've been to that actually does a really great thing for our community. So yeah, I'd like to hear more things about that and see what else there is too, and how else other gamers can provide help for others. So yeah, thanks for watching, you guys. I'll post some pictures, but in the end, there's also some links down below where you can see the website where there's even more pictures of people actually playing games and the designers themselves. So yeah, thanks for watching, and all my information where you can follow me is at the end of this video and down below. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Meeple's included, Instagamers Network, and yeah, you can follow me anywhere you want. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.